Mine.
Okay.
So part of our peace of mind is looking at brake fluids, brake fluid, power steering, engine oil, coolant. Coolant was a little low, power steering was pretty much empty. This gearbox is covered in dirt and grime, but it's also leaking at the top of the sector shaft, and that is a replacement gearbox.
Yeah, we don't know if it's just sweating yet, so what we recommend doing is cleaning it, giving everything a really nice pressure wash for this time. And then once it's all pressure washed, we can look at it the next oil change to see if it's a sweat or if it's a leak, or if it's a fitting that needs to be tightened. But until we clean this off, we don't know what, because it's just so filthy.
This shock is actually broken and leaked out. You can see that that upper eyelet is supposed to be, that upper eyelet in that spring is not attached to the frame where it should be.
What one?
Right up in here. See that eyelet there?
Yeah.
That's supposed to be attached to that top mount, but it's broken.
Oh, for the shock itself.
Like, so,
Yeah, I see.
again, same on this side.
Right there. The shock's actually broken on this side.
On this side. Which is why we recommend shocks. You can see the same thing there.
Oh, so it's not even connected.
It's not even connected. It's
Do you have
connected at
something
the
you can
bottom,
push on that?
but it's not connected at the top. Which is why we recommended both front shocks.
So the shock's not actually connected to the top of the vehicle. So right up there it gets connected, and it's not actually connected at all. So that shock's actually doing nothing. The spring's doing everything. The shock's doing nothing. If DOT did see this, you would be pulled over and towed.
Coming underneath, up front here, you'll see transmission cooler lines right here starting to leak. These are the transmission cooler lines, and they're starting to leak.
So
There.
yeah, so your transmission cooler line's starting to leak. If you don't fix that, your transmission will need to be replaced. We will top it up. We'll give this all a nice shampoo so you can see if it's just a loose fitting or if it's actually leaking.
No, it's the
right
line
now, it
itself.
definitely looks like it's leaking from the actual line.
If you look back here, this line, the tranny cooler line, the steel up back here
Where?
is all rusted. It's back up to your left there. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
rusted up there.
Yeah, so
And it's the line that's actually leaking.
okay, yeah, so it's the line for sure that's leaking because you can see where it's leaking.
And then
Um,
upper oil
okay.
pan is starting to leak at the gasket here, and it's just sweating, collecting dirt and grime right now. Not an issue right now, but it can be an issue
Once
in the
it's
future.
cleaned, we can look at it.
Coming underneath here, the aftermarket coolant heater, and it's teed into engine coolant to warm it up when it's cold outside, kind of like a block heater, but it heats up the coolant, and it is leaking.
So this is the one we could just disconnect.
And run the lines back together, and then essentially remove it.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Because it
or
doesn't look like you use it, but we don't know.
or looking at a replacement.
You have to
unit.
let us know. Okay.
And then coming back here, your left shock. All this is oil that's leaked out of the shock, so this shock's not really doing much anymore. The other side is old. It's not leaking. It's not leaking any oil out, but it is old. And then you replace the shocks in pairs. If you look inside here, you can see the damage that's caused to the inside of the rim and against the caliper bracket itself down here at the bottom, where that rim has been rubbing. Now that's supposed to look like this side, where it's kind of rounded.
So that's the good side.
This is the good side. So you'd be looking at recommending the calipers, and then tires. We recommended tires because the front suspension.
So that's how the tire came to us. See, basically falling off one thumb. Anything else?
The reason we recommended tires, they've rotated the tires with the inside edge wear from suspension being the suspension in the front. So that could have been from them driving that wheel being loose. But if you come up here to the front left, that inner shoulder has nothing left of it, and that's because of the upper control arm. And then same with this side, not as bad as the front left. but it's still getting pretty bad where this inside edge is getting worn down.
And if you do go at the work, we'll get our guy or helper to pressure wash all underneath here. So next time it comes in, we know what's actually leaking, what's sweating, if there's any other issues.